Iconic Australian ferry condemned for scrap as returned to service after a refit. This is from the Maritime Executive, and it was published on the 24th of October, 2025. A beloved ferry that had been condemned for scrapping in Australia's New South Wales state has returned to service after being saved and undergoing a major life-enhancing refurbishment at a cost of $46 million US. The MV Narrabeen, described as one of the icons of Sydney Harbour, is re-entering service on the F1 Circular Quay Manly route, a development that is the outcome of a relentless campaign to save the vessel from scrapping. She is a freshwater class vessel that had been removed from service and been earmarked for scrapping. The vessel, which entered service in 1984 and has a capacity of 900 passengers, was retired in 2021, together with her sister ship, owing to age and significant resources that were required to keep them operational. Two other ships were to remain in service, though their fate hung in the balance. The government went ahead to invest in Emerald-class ferries to replace the aging vessels. The current New South Wales government, which came into power in 2023, resolved that sending the iconic vessels to dismantling yards and replacing them with foreign-made Emerald-class boats, whose botched introduction included steering failures, cracked fuel tanks, and inability to cross the edge of large swells, was an irrational decision. For that reason, a decision was made to keep 3 of the old vessels in service, with resources being committed to their life-enhancing upgrades. Part of the decision to keep the ferries in service was influenced by grassroots community campaigners who fought hard to save the vessels. Due to mechanical differences from her sisters, it was decided that the Coleroy would be retired. The government reports that Narrabeen has re-entered service after they spent $46 million in an elaborate restoration and refurbishment that gave her a new lease on life to operate for another 5 years before its next dry docking. The works were carried out in New South Wales by a team of shipbuilders, engineers, electricians, plumbers, and painters, and included a full engine rebuild, installation of modern control systems, hull repairs, refurbished passenger areas, and CCTV upgrades. The vessel is part of Sydney's history, and after a much-needed upgrade, it's ready to transport thousands of passengers across the harbour this summer. The return of Narrabeen to service now paves the way for freshwater to enter the dry docks for her own repairs and upgrades to enable her to remain in service until at least 2030. The New South Wales Minister of Transport, John Graham, noted that the renewal of the freshwater class ferries is of a fundamental importance because they are part of the fabric of Sydney Harbour. It's always good to see an old vessel, especially a nice-looking one, get a new lease on life. At least 3 of the 4 looks like are going to be saved, and that's always a good thing. But this does come with an expensive price tag. Now they're saying here she's good for at least 5 more years. That don't mean that can't be extended. That's just the next time she has to go for inspection. Hopefully they can keep her in service much longer than that to get their money back, to get their investment back. But either way, she gets another 5 years, and she gets to stay in Sydney Harbour doing what she does best, and that's transporting people. All right, guys, there it is. As always, thanks for watching. If you're new here and you like these kind of videos, don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you on the next one.